Hello everyone. So I hope you guys all have come here to learn Microsoft Visual Studio Code, right, as a beginner. So I hope you are in the right place where you can get started with your Microsoft Visual Studio Code from scratch, and I am going to help you in exploring all the key features of Microsoft Visual Studio Code. So in the very first, what is Microsoft Visual Studio Code? So Visual Studio Code is basically a freeware source code editor which was developed by Microsoft, and it is exclusively for Windows, Mac OS and Linux. So the major feature which Microsoft Visual Studio Code includes is that it has debugging property, it has some kind of syntax highlighting, it has a intelligent code completion property, and it has snippets. It is also capable of code refactoring, and it also includes embedded Git inside it. So you might be confusing on what all these terms are, but still that's fine. We are going to help you on some of the basic concepts on how to create a folder or file for your project and how to actually code in Visual Studio Code. And we are also going to explore some homepage things in Visual Studio Code on what is this and what is that. So without any further ado, let's get started and see what Visual Studio actually looks and how to master it. Let's get started. So let's get started. So the very first thing which I want you to do is you have to install Visual Studio Code from Chrome. So where do you get that? Just go to the Chrome. You just click your Chrome and go on search Visual Studio Code download. You can obviously find all the links whichever you use in this video. You can obviously find all the links in the video description below. So let's go ahead and search Visual Studio Code download, and there you could see the first code or as the first search which has been displayed here. Click that and download your required version of Visual Studio Code. If you're using Windows OS, go ahead and download Windows, and if you're using Linux, go ahead and download that. If you're using Mac, go ahead and download that. So it totally depends upon you. So that's really nice. So you can obviously find all the links in the description, and just click download here and click next, and then you will be able to install Microsoft Visual Studio Code successfully. And as soon as you install this exe file and then click install next, and then click install, you'll be able to install that. But then as soon as you install that, what next? As soon as you install that, you could be able to see Microsoft Visual Studio Code on your desktop. Else you'll be able to see that in your C directory file. So that's cool. You can obviously go and type here and search Visual Studio Code, and there you go. You could be able to see Visual Studio Code here. That's cool. As you open for the first time, you should be able to see this kind of screen at the very beginning, where might be confusing of all these terms, but then we are here to help here on how to actually figure it out. So basically, when you look at here, you could see a lot of things, right? You have start here, you have recent here, you have help here, and in the help you have printable keyboard, cheat sheets, and you have tips and tricks. You have product documentation, you have GitHub repository inbuilt inside, you have Stack Overflow queries, and you have customize here. You can obviously customize your overlook of how Visual Studio Code is. You can go and see settings. You can obviously change. We are going to cover everything in the end, but then for the first step, we are going to create a folder. Assuming that you are going to create a folder, assuming you are going to create a code and save it using Visual Studio Code. The first step what we are going to do is we need to create a folder in order to save our files. So how do we create a folder? So basically you could see Explorer here, right? You obviously see Explorer here. Click that, and as soon as you click that, it will show you have not yet opened a folder. You have to click open folder. Click open folder there, and as soon as you click that, it will go back to your PC and it will suggest you to select a folder. But then I'm going to create a new folder, right? Go to the place where you want to create a folder and right click in your mouse and create new, and create a folder, and name your folder as, I'm going to name it as project one. It's going to be my folder name, and I'm going to select that folder. And as soon as I select that folder, all the files whichever I'm going to create it from now on will be saved only in that folder, nothing other than that. Okay. You can obviously add one more folder within that folder as well. I'm going to teach you how to do that, but then we are going to create a file inside that folder at the very beginning. So as you could see, the project one is being displayed here in the sidebar. So you could see a drop down here wherein you could see two folders. One is called outline, one drop down is called outline, and another is called project one. Whatever project one, whatever project files we have, in this particular file will be opened here. Let's see how to create a file. So first thing we are going to do is we are going to create a file of HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Let's see how we do that. So you could see a mini icon called new file. Let me zoom it. The way you zoom in Microsoft Visual Studio Code is just click Control plus and you could see the screen is being zoomed now. Okay, this is the way how you zoom VS Code. And then you have to click the thing here called new file next to the project, next to the name of your project, and click new file. And it will obviously create a new file and it will ask you to name the file. So I'm going to name index.html and then click enter. So automatically you could see index.html folder or file has been created here, and I can obviously write a code in here. Now I'm also going to create a new file. Let me close this welcome thing. Let me close it. I'm also going to create one more new file called CSS. Let's go ahead and create another file naming let's say style.css and let's click enter. So now you could see one more file has been created in here. So that's really nice. So the next step what I'm going to do is uh, okay, so let's go ahead and let me tell you one shortcut where I can fill this using the code. So the basic thing which we have a kind of a shortcut in HTML is if you go ahead and create type an exclamatory mark which is an emmet abbreviation and click enter, you would be able to see the framework or the beginning code of how a HTML code looks. As you could see, the all HTML entire skeleton has been appeared over here within a single step. So this is what we call as intelligent code completion thing, which is especially available in Microsoft Visual Studio Code. That's really cool. And here you could see kind of a dot mark here, right? When I zoom in here, you could see kind of a dot mark here, which says your project is not saved yet. So the way you save files in Microsoft Visual Studio, just click Control S and then you couldn't see the dot mark here now. That means you have saved your file successfully and it is good to go. So the next thing what we are going to do is we are going to type in a code saying, assuming like we have h1. H1 is simply means that it is a heading one, and just print tab automatically. Kind of a sandwich tag will be created in Visual Studio Code, and there you could see h1 has been created. And let's click hello world. Okay, it's nice. And let's go ahead and save Control S. So I think we have written some code in here, and let's go ahead and do the same in CSS as well. So let's go ahead and style color. You could see the best feature which we have available in Visual Studio Code is automatically code completion property, and the syntax highlighting property is automatically available in Visual Studio Code. That's an advancement which VS Code has. Okay, let's go ahead and click red and close it up, and let's save. And yeah, so that's cool. We have created two files in a single folder, and obviously you can go ahead and see what outline is. So when you click outline, you would be able to see the tags whichever is available, or the basic skeleton of your code. Okay, here you could see the HTML tag has been created, and inside the head you have 3 to 4 meta, and you have title, and you have given body, and also you have given a header. So basically it gives a structure or kind of a skeleton look on how it actually looks. So the next thing what we are going to do is we are going to explore. Okay, so now we have created some code and we have done something else. uh, we have added some color and we have also done this. So we are going to explore this sidebar now. Okay, now we are going to explore this sidebar, and here you could see explorer. If you click explorer, you would be able to see your projects and all. You can obviously create how many ever folders you want, and then you could see kind of a search bar here. This search, what it does is it search something whichever. If you are writing 200 or 300 lines of code, if you forgot to write something, or if you want to search something in that huge code, you can obviously go and use the search thing here. For example, let me go and search hello, and let me click enter. It shows me that the hello is found here, and it is also marked with brown color thing here. It is also highlighted with the brown color mark which says you can find hello here. Okay, that's cool. That's a cool feature which is available in Visual Studio Code. And let's go ahead and clear that one. Let's go ahead and clear, and let's go and search for. Now we could see embedded Git. So we also have embedded Git in here, wherein you can save your projects and you can obviously go and publish it to GitHub as well. So this is one of the basic feature which Microsoft Visual Studio. So these are the 5 extensions feature which Visual Studio Code has. And here, there you go. When you go for the next one, we also have a run and debug feature in Microsoft Visual Studio Code. Obviously, you can when you're trying to figure out things in loops in Python or JavaScript, you can obviously Java. You can obviously go and check your run and debug feature in VS Code. And the final thing which we have is extension. You can obviously run any code or any language you want in VS Code. It is not only an editor, but it is also a place where you can run all kinds of code, and make sure that you have the respected IDE for that, and you need to install that particular specific extension in Visual Studio Code. I will tell you how to install extension in VS Code. If you want to install an extension for Python, go and search here like Python. And the first thing you would see the official thing called Python. Click that, and you should, since I have installed it, you would be able to, you could see uninstall here. But if you're new, you would be able to see kind of install here. If you click that, it will be successfully installed like this, and you will be able to access Python in your Visual Studio Code and type some code. And we will also be helping you on how to do that. That's cool. And so the next thing which we want to do is we are going to do a Python code, and I will show you how to run Python code as well. So let's close this and let's go to the Explorer. And so you can obviously create a file in other way, in such a way that just go in the tab here, just go in the upper taskbar here and double click here, and you would obviously see that your new file has been created. Okay, just simply go here and double tap there, you will be able to see that. So that's nice. And you need to save this file, right? You need to save this file. What would we say that for Python you need to have an extension called .py. So go ahead and type Control S, and let's say sample.py. So it says we have created a Python folder called sample.py, and you can obviously see the 3 files whichever is applicable in that folder. So let's go ahead and say print of hello world. Let's save it. And how will you run it? How will you run it? So we have a feature of running your code here. Let's go ahead and click run code. Let's give run code. Okay, it says Python extension is loading, and you would be able to see the output in the meanwhile. Okay, so we have got the terminal kind of thing. So this is where your output or your code will be executed, and it is still saying Python extension is loading. So let's wait. So meanwhile, whenever you navigate to the new file, or whenever you navigate to the new file, just notice here, this kind of panel says whatever you are doing in this Visual Studio Code, you can indicate it in the below panel, which is marked as blue color. So for instance, let's say, okay, I think it's activating, it's getting activated. So for the first time it might delay, but still if you're continuously using it, it will become hands-on for you guys. So that's not an issue. So let's go ahead and run it again, run code, and let's see what it comes. Okay, so I guess we have arrived at an answer called hello world as expected. Since we have typed it, since we have run it many times, it has given us the output this many times. But still, this is how you run Python code as soon as you install your extension in VS Code. So you can type how much ever code you want, and you can obviously go ahead and run. You can run it in 2 ways. You can either go here and run it, or you obviously have kind of thing run here, and you can obviously click run without debugging. Okay, that's cool feature. Okay, so the next thing we have is that we have problems. So problems is nothing but if any error has been detected in your VS Code, it will obviously show what error it is. So what is output? So basically, it is an output which is shown to you without debugging. So when it goes for terminal, we have run it using debugging, right? So it obviously shows you what error it is. So that's really a cool feature. So there is something kind of this, right? You can obviously open how many ever terminals or how many ever consoles you want in VS Code. Okay, you can obviously go ahead and select plus here. You can see it has been navigated to the second one. You can obviously go and switch to each one of those terminals again. If you go to code, it goes back, and if you want to go to the PowerShell, it goes back again. But still, you can delete it if you don't want. Just go ahead and click delete here. It will be deleted. Let's see. Okay, you can see it has been deleted. So if you also want to delete this terminal, you can obviously go ahead and click delete. So that's cool. Okay, so now that we have created three kinds of folders, and let us save this code, and now it is good to go the terminal. So I wanted to show you the below thing here. You could see something blue color thing here, right? So let's go ahead and see. So this is a Python. So this is a Python. We are in a Python file and it is showing Python. Let's go ahead and see what it happens when you go to HTML. Okay, so when you go to HTML, it still says we are using Python. Since we are using Python, it shows like that. But then focus here, you would be able to see the respective file in which our tab existing, which our tab is existing. So our cursor is in line 10 and in the column of 25. So it says we are in line 10 and column. So nothing other than that. So you can obviously see the notifications whichever you have done in the program. For example, if you are in implementing MongoDB, or if you're doing APIs, installation of APIs, you can obviously see the notifications here. That's a cool feature. If you want to know or make sure that you have not committed any errors in your code, you can obviously go ahead and select this, and it says no problems have been detected in your workspace. Okay, that's cool feature which checks all the files. So until then, you are safe. But then it also helps you to determine, like, the zero signifies that you have not made any mistakes so far, and it is good to go. So that's cool. So the next thing what I want you to discuss is that, okay, so now you could see that we have to scroll this to in order to check those everything in a proper in an inappropriate way, right? So the way to sort out that is, let's go in the view, and there is something called toggle wrap. Okay, we also have a shortcut of Alt Z. So let's click toggle wrap and see what happens. So now you have to, like, scroll this and you have to see that, right? But when you go and select a toggle wrap, it says, like, it is just squeezed inside the screen in such a way that you could see all the each and every one of the thing within the same thing as well. So if you don't want this side panel, just go ahead and select this. It obviously goes back inside. So how will you zoom in? So I think I have told you. Just click Control plus. You will be able to zoom in your VS Code. And the second thing which I want you to list, let's go ahead and explore some kind of settings where you can change the complete interface of Visual Studio Code. Let's go to settings and let's click settings here. And there are some commonly used settings whichever is applicable in. So if you want to move your tabs next to next, let's drag and drop. If you just drag and drop, it will just go to the corner. If you want to drag this file here, you can obviously go and drag. If you want to make this file, you can obviously go and drag. Okay, so this is how you can navigate to files. So there are some commonly used features. If you want to make your code autosave, like every time you need to press Control S, right? If you go and select after delay, after a few seconds of delay, automatically each and every code, if you're thinking to write the code, meanwhile, if you forgot to save the code, it gets automatically saved. Okay, after kind of delay. So if you want to increase your font size, so right now it is so small, right now it is so small. If you want to increase your font size in order to have a greater visibility, if you sit and type long codes and all, you need to increase your font size. You can increase your font size as well. So that is a cool feature which VS Code has. So you can also change the font family in here. Go ahead and change whatever you want. And for instance, let's go and say 40 and see what happens. So you can see it has been enlarged for so long. You can see it has been enlarged so long in such a way that I couldn't even see the navigation text. Let's go ahead and remove that. Let's keep it 20. So that's cool. So you can obviously go and check and work out each and everything of that. You can go ahead and click settings and go settings here, and you could see each and everything. So editor, cursor style, you could see cursor style, something like blinking thing, right? Blinking thing, which used to blink with a single line. So but then you can obviously change that. The way you change that is go ahead here and select block. If you select block, it appears like this. Okay, it appears like a box kind of thing where it keeps on blinking. So but then that's cool. You can obviously select your preferred kind of code editor and start with your coding languages. So editor word wrap, so I think we have selected that as well. And let's scroll down and let's go to the let's say, okay, so I think these are some things which I want you to go ahead and try on this, because these are something which is really you know getting hands-on things with this. In each things varies according to the viewer. Okay, some people like dark theme, some people like light theme. Let's go ahead and see how we can change those themes as well. So let's go to the color theme and let's click Kembi dark, and Kembi dark makes it kind of a brown thing. But then I prefer going with the dark mode because it gives us some kind of a pleasure look when you sit and code for a long time. So let's go ahead and see what other colors also look like. Solarized light. Solarized light will make it like this. We'll make the entire code like this, and you can obviously go ahead and type in your code here. So, but then that's cool. And let's save this code. I think we have not saved. And let's go ahead and go back to the previous settings like Visual Studio dark default code, and I think we have got that. So basically, this depends upon the users, whatever convenience is that. And so next thing which I want you to tell is there is some kind of a shortcuts. We also have a separate video upcoming with the shortcuts of the Visual Studio Code on how to use it. But then the basic thing which I want to tell is, if you want several tags in div, you don't have to sit and type each and everything like div div. No, not like that. But then there is kind of a shortcut wherein you can create 5 divs at a single time. Okay, 5 divs at a I'm not joking. Let's do that. Let's do that in live and see. Div star 5 and press enter. You can see 5 divs are created in a simultaneously, and you can start writing your code in here. So this makes code simple. So this is called intelligent code completion feature in Visual VS Code. So that's really cool. So that's it guys. I think we have got you can obviously go ahead and see a file in here. You can go and create new file, you can create new window as well. Obviously you can go and select keyboard shortcuts in here, which lists thousands and thousands of shortcuts inside this, where you can go and type and check whether it works in your Visual Studio Code or not. Okay, so you have control C for copy, and debugging pause, debugging restarting, debugging step in 2. You can obviously go and scroll down and check. You can you obviously have all those kind of shortcuts. If you scroll down, it keeps on going. Okay, so go to the settings and click keyboard shortcuts, and you will be able to arrive that page. And yeah, as you could see, you can obviously go ahead and click view on. So these 5 things are the same thing which you see here. So this is explorer, so this is also explorer. So this is search, and this is also search. This is source control, and this is also source control, and this is the respective shortcut. So this is run, and this is also run and debug. This is extension, and this is also extension. So basically everything which you do in the shortcuts will also be available in the panel here. You can obviously go ahead and search and do on how it actually works and what you should actually do. So as we have created if you want to know whether it actually works or not, I think we have forgot to link the style sheet inside index. So let's go ahead and add a style sheet. So let's go ahead and type link style.css and let's save. So now you need to check whether your folder or your file responds correctly or not, right? Let's go ahead and see whether it is working correctly or not. Now if you go and see your projects, you should be able to see something like this, kind of a hello world and red color, right? We gave red color. So there you go, you could see your project has become successful in Visual Studio Code, and you can obviously go ahead and see on how it actually looks. So the same thing, we gave hello world and we styled it with red color, right? The same output is appeared in here as well. So that's a really cool feature. So now our project is successfully done, and now I hope you would have arrived a successful conclusion on how you should actually open Visual Studio Code and how to get started with VS Code. Initially you will get a web page, and there you go, you can create a folder and you can obviously create a file as well. So that's nice. So as we have came to the end of the video, I want you guys to install it right away and try doing kind of a project like how I did right now, and check the status of your Visual Studio Code from scratch, and let me know if you have any queries in installing and in using the shortcuts in the description or comment as well. You can find all the links in the description as well. So that's really nice. So looking forward for your queries, and all the best, and enjoy Visual Studio Code to the best and learn programming skills to the most professional level. Thank you.
Your dream tech career at a top product company is just a step away. Visit prograd.org, check out our latest tech programs, and kickstart your dream career in tech.